Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
When the stock market is volatile, how do you invest intelligently?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works.
Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Has Bidenomics worked in the U.S.?
Absolutely not.
So basically, we have a very low basis if you start with COVID, and that's the Biden White House is playing around with. They're starting with the COVID lockdowns as a basis, and they're saying we're doing better now than we did during lockdown. Yes, we are doing better now than when the whole country was locked down and not allowed to go to work. However, if we compare to 2019 or 2020 before the lockdowns, no, we are not doing better.
Finally, someone is speaking the truth against Bernstein from the White House, who's probably one of the biggest liars I ever seen in that White House. This is what he's saying.
Well, we think Bidenomics is clearly working, and it's not just about the here and now, although it's about that too. So let's start with where we are right now. Again, we have real wage gains over the past few months, and that consistently supports strong consumer spending.
That is not true. Consumer spending is down because wages are down. That's a lie. Wages, since Biden became president, has dropped 5%. Costs have gone up 19%. Job openings are dropping like a stone. He's not telling the truth. Not at all. And as far as this bull market, everybody's asking me, what's going to happen, Phil? What's going to happen with the earnings coming out on Friday the 13th? I said, well, think about it. What do you think's going to happen? We'll take a look at that. We'll go back and look at where are the interest rates. You know, what you got to look at is, remember, every rally that we've had since 2008 with QE, every rally after each crash, it's been artificial. Every time we've had a crash, whether it was 2008, 2012, 2018, 2020, 2022, every rally was artificial. Again, printing money, which is very inflationary, to buy treasuries, to drop those 10-year treasury yields down so that they could rally the stock market. Not only drop the 10-year treasury yield down, they then could turn around and drop the 3-month or the Fed rate down so they could loan money to corporations to buy their own shares, to push the market up artificially. But something happened on the way to the market from January 2022 to October 2022. You know, the infamous, the October low is in. We're going to rally, man. We're going to have new highs. This is great. Well, October 2022, guess what happened? The yields were inverted. 4.1% on the 3-month, 10-year 4.0. Well, wait a minute, where's the QE? Why didn't they bring rates back down to zero or close to zero as they did 2008, 2012, 2018, 2020? Why didn't they do that again? Well, because they got a real problem. That was all artificial. Remember what they did between 2008 and 2022, that whole rally was fake. It's a weak rally, but people don't realize that.
This is the weakest quote-unquote bull market in the last 60 years.
Right.
And this is a situation where the majority of stocks in the S&P 500 are actually below their 200 moving day average, and 25% of the stocks are actually negative. So there's a little bit of deception with regards to what's going on in the market.
Exactly. And remember, when we had our earnings, the first half of this year, earnings of companies were negative. 25-year low. But stocks were going up. Stocks were still going up. Now here we are in these last quarters. The market is still going up. But earnings are going down. In fact, earnings are 16% ahead of earnings. Earnings are 16%. Got that backwards. Stocks are down. Our stocks are up by 16%, but earnings are down. So stocks are leading by 16% going into these last quarters, but earnings are down. How could that be? Who the hell's buying these stocks when earnings are down? I mean, who would look at a stock market? Boy, I'm going to go buy some of these stocks. Earnings are down, but I'm going to buy stocks because they keep going up. And especially, who would buy stocks when Powell left the inverted rates alone? When we had the crash from January 2020 to October 2022, that's the first time he didn't print money to buy treasuries, to drop the 10-year treasury yield down, and then the Fed could drop their fixed rate or their Fed rate down. Because remember what the Fed rate is, that's the rate that they loan your bank and your bank loans you. So the Fed gives them money free, zero rates. But they can't do that unless first the 10-year treasury yield comes down. And how do they get that? By creating inflation, by printing and printing and printing. Give to the five biggest banks all that money they printed, they go and they buy treasuries. By buying treasuries, the yields go down. And once they get those yields down on a 10-year treasury, that's all for housing market. You make sure you stimulate the housing market. Then the Fed can bring their rates down from 5% to 0 so they can loan money to the company interest-free so they can buy their own stock to make the stock go up even though they don't have earnings. Crazy, isn't it? But that's what's been going on. That's why they said we have a weak bull market, no question. And earnings are not good. Earnings are terrible. But here's what they're going to do on that Friday, the 13th. This is what they did the last earnings. They're going to say, oh, look at this. The performance in the market is wonderful. They're beating their estimates. Buy. They're beating their estimates. Wait a minute. We never bought stocks on beating their estimates because it's their own estimates they beat. We want pure earnings. But no, that's all changed now. Go back and look at the last quarters. Who the hell is buying stocks based on a company who sets their own beat up? The CEO sits with the analyst who's covering his company, and he say my earnings are going to be at 15 when he knows the earnings are going to be, really at much lower than that. So then when they come in, they go, oh, look, he beat his earnings. Buy. You don't you don't buy stocks on beating estimates. You buy stocks based on real earnings, but they're not doing that. So you're going to hear, geez, you should buy these stocks. Why aren't you buying stocks? They beat their estimates after all. This thing is really screwed up. But see, they're at the end now. People don't have no idea what's going on. The reason why Powell left these inverted rates in October 2022 and didn't print money to buy treasury to bring those rates down to rally the market, he decided he'd use something else because the gig was up. He decided to bring in the bank term funding program to rally stocks. The 180 failing regional banks, you'd bring a $2 trillion bank term funding program to lend money to the 180 regional banks that are failing to keep them afloat to rally the market. Exactly what they did. So here we are. If you look at the October 2022 earnings and look at where we are today, the interest rates, you're going to scratch your head and say, how the hell did that market rally with interest rates that high? Makes no sense. It's because we were put on the inflation train. I'll explain when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. There's nothing better than learning from the experts, especially when it comes to investing your hard-earned money.
Hi, this is Phil Grandy, host of Phil's Gang Radio Show. At Phil's Gang and philsgang.com, I have one goal in mind: to help you become a skilled investor in the stock market and find your financial freedom. With the Working Investor Program, you will learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. You'll develop skills like selling short and how to profit, even in a stock market crash. This is the real world investing information that will give you the edge to be successful in the stock market. No gimmicks, just real strategies, and I'll make the offer even better with a 10-day free trial of the Working Investor Program.
Once you're in the gang, you're in the know. And with the free 10-day trial of the Working Investor Program, there's no reason not to give it a try.
Become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Listen, we're going to have a webinar. Most of it's going to be on shorting. Most people don't even know what shorting is. They don't even know how you make money when a stock goes down. We're going to show you that. It's going to be October 14th, Saturday, from noon to 3. But you don't have to be there if you can't make it on Saturday, because when you pay the $75, you get this for 2 weeks. That's right, it's yours for 2 weeks. But I am telling you, you're smarter investing in yourself. Okay? If you're in the market, you've got to learn how to sell short. People do not believe the market will ever crash again. Because as I said earlier, most of the people in the stock market are millennials. And they've never seen a market crash. No, they never saw the 1987 crash when the Dow dropped 23% in one day. The S&P from January to October dropped 25% in 1987. 2001, after NASDAQ rose fivefold, it dropped 77%. They never seen that. 2008, the market dropped 38%, right? 2018, 22%, 2020, 31%, and 2022, 20%. But they all rallied. They all rallied right back up, unlike 1987, unlike 2001, unlike 1976. But see, they don't see that. They don't understand that. They think now all rallies will occur, no matter how bad things are. When stocks go down, they go right back up, and you can see it. You can lay it out right on a chart. 2012, boom, market went down, went right up. They lowered rates. What they do? Print money, buy treasuries, lower rates, so that we can get back in the housing market. And the companies can borrow money, called QE, borrow their own money for stock buybacks, which all they do is buy their own shares. So there's less shares outstanding, which means that earnings go up without profits. And stocks go up without profits because by reducing the shares, your earnings go up. You don't need profits to push them up. They did that in 2018, same thing. Printed money, bought treasuries, got the 10-year treasury yield down. Then the Fed brought their own yield down so they can do more QE. 2020. Remember that big crash? What happened at the end of that crash? Same thing. They brought the 3-month or the Fed rate back to 0.1%, and the 10-year brought it back to 0.8%. You know where that is today? It's over 5%. I mean, it's 4 point. Let's see, a 10-year today is 4.8, almost 5%. When they wanted to rally the market after that 2020 or pandemic crash, they rigged the market by printing money again, buying treasuries again. They were able to drive the 10-year bought so many treasuries, they could drive that 10-year treasury down to 0.8, 0.8%, so you could go buy a house. And then the Fed rate, the rate at which the Fed loans your bank, which they loan companies, mostly tech companies, so they can buy their own stock without having to have profits, so the stock goes up, 0.1%. And that was the last time. Then we had a huge rally from March 2020 up to 2022. I think that was a 50% rally, wasn't it, Willie? And guess what happened? 50%, because the 3-month treasury is 0.1%. The 10-year treasury was 0.8%. Let's compare that today. The 3-month treasury, again, was 0.1%. Today, the 3-month treasury is 5.4%. The 10-year treasury was 0.8% to get that big 50% rally. You know what it is today? 4.8%. When the market dropped from January to October 2022, that infamous October, they said, oh, this is it. The market's going to rally big time, never going to come down again. Remember what he did? He couldn't change the yields. He had to leave the 3-month treasury at 4.1%, the 10-year at 4%. Previous to that, the 3-month was 0.1%. Let's check it with the October. The 3-month was 4.1%. That's amazing. The 10-year was 0.8%. And in October, where that infamous October, was 4%. But he had to leave them there. Why? Because all that printing of money to financially engineer a rally that was fake. The rally wasn't based on earnings. It was based on all these low rates. But what happened? Inflation has gotten out of control. Inflation's killing America. Inflation's killing Main Street. Inflation's wiping out our middle class. And inflation, guess what? Our rates went up again. The 10-year treasury yield hit a 16-year high.
that kills America. That kills the working people. We're not entering a stage of inflation. Are you nuts? We're through inflation. We are now in stagflation, but they don't have the guts to tell you. We're in stagflation. Try to get out of that mess. So now we're sitting there with rates. So now he decides in October, the big October low. Well, rates were at 4.1%, up from 0.1%. The 10-year was at 4%, up from 0.8%. Gee, I can't move these rates down. In fact, they're inverted. I can't do it. Why? Because inflation is too much, too high. Inflation's I can't. If I print more money, rates are going to keep going up. I'm losing the battle with inflation. So what I'll do, I'll pull a trick. Remember now, our leaders. Remember who they are. They're the Democrats who control the House and Senate. Remember, they're the ones, Pelosi, Schumer, Feinstein, Adam Schiff, Nadler, Greasy Head Nadler, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders. They, in 2008, wanted to get rich. That's why they did QE. QE is inflation. They said it was only going to be for a year. 14 years, these guys are getting rich on these treasuries, buying treasuries, dropping these rates. Because all you do is print money to do that. That's inflationary. What else did they do? These geniuses. I'll tell you when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy this stock. Then you have two people on the show, one guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals, you follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records, and the Phil's Gang software is easy to use. painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Become an expert investor. Here's Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang Radio Show.
If you want financial freedom, then don't let Wall Street hold you back. Discover what they are hiding and how to thrive, even in a stock market crash. Unlock these secrets with a 10-day free trial to our Working Investor Program. Real strategies, no fluff. Take action right now. Come on, become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Just visit www.philsgang.com.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. The problem is, if you really think about it, if you look at Pelosi, Schumer, Feinstein, Adam Schiff, Nadler, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, I wouldn't follow them to the toilet. I mean, these people are bad people. They don't look out for you. Remember what they did. They created this inflation on purpose with QE to create stock buybacks to increase their own wealth. The inflationary wealth on assets, artwork, vineyards, agricultural land, timberland, steel. I mean, the assets these people have are mind-boggling, the money they're making. But they needed inflation in 2008 to get their money back. They lost. They needed inflation. So that's why they did QE. And when you do QE, what you do, you're saying, we're not going to grow an economy by productivity. We're not going to produce. We're not going to do business investment. Let's do it the quick way. Let's just lower rates. And that'll push stocks up. And people don't know the difference. They'll think this is a great rally. They don't understand. It's not sustainable. Here's all they understand. They can buy a car cheap that they never could before. They could step up and buy a car instead of a Dodge Dart. They can go up to a Super Sport. They can buy a house from 1,500 square feet. Now they can go up to 3,000. That's all they know. So we'll suck them in with that. They'll be happy. They won't come after us. So we'll make all the money we want, and they think, well, we're good guys. They have no idea. At the end of the day, at the end of this, when it all falls apart, because inflation's going up, they're going to have to raise rates to cut the inflation we created. We'll have created our wealth. Then halfway through, what do? Biden comes in, right? Now they decide, how can we create more inflation? Let's cut. Let's cut oil. Let's get rid of this being oil independent. We don't want to be oil independent because we don't make money. We make money being oil dependent because what happens is when we don't drill our own oil, prices go up. That's inflation. We become even more wealthy. So let's make sure who in the hell would ever come up with that idea? Let's not be oil independent.
Let's be oil dependent. Why would you do that? Knowing the price of gasoline are going to go up, the price of food, groceries, everything's going to... Why the hell would you do that? Think about it. Because they wanted to enrich themselves. And that's what they did. Two things they did. Of course, we got the millennials who, they don't know any better. They're sitting in the market watching, oh, look at this. Every time the market goes down, it goes up. Every time it goes, they get it right back up. Look at this. This is a wonderful thing. I never lose money. Market went down 2008, 38%. Hey, look at how they brought it right back up, 1,200%. 2018, market went down 20%. Yep, went right back up. 2020 went down 31%. Oh, went right back up. 2022 went down 20%. Uh-oh, not going back up. What's happened? Not going back up. Oh, I don't care. Well, it's not going back up because they inflated them. There's so much inflation, it's killing people. Killing the guy on Main Street. Destroying this country. They put people on the inflation train to destruction. And they could have stopped that train because they were the conductor of that train. They were the engineer on that train. They could have stopped the train anytime they wanted to. Now they lie about it. Now comes the lies. Listen to this. Here comes the lies. And then they bring in their pals, like that dope from Wharton. If you go to Wharton, I want my money back.
You can't say that bond yields are rising because the economy is strong, because it's not strengthening. And a big part of the move has just happened in the last few weeks, Professor Siegel, where the economy, while coming from a strong base, is weakening.
So, Siegel's saying the economy's good because yields are going up. It proves it. No. Yields are going up. Interest rates are going up because it's telling you it's a terrible economy. We got inflation. We got to stop inflation. The economy's not growing. What the hell's he talking about? But listen to what he says.
I'm not. I mean, you know.
This guy, you're going to go to Wharton and pay for this. You're going to send your kid to Wharton. He sits in class. He hears for $80,000 a year. What are you, nuts?
I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah, you want a check for 80? You send me a check for 80 to listen to your.
You know, we just started.
Dope.
I'm not. I mean, you know, as I say, the third. You know, we just started the fourth quarter. Of course, third quarter is going to be north of 3.5%.
Oh, shut up. You can't even get it out because he knows he's lying. Unbelievable.
What rates are actually saying right now, Scott, is that economic growth is a lot better than people expected.
Oh, my God. Economic growth is better than you expected. What the hell does that mean? Economic growth? There's no economic growth. The last 2 quarters are 2%. And they lied to get to the 2% by finagling the inventory out there. They make the inventory look bigger than it is so they get GDP up. What the hell are they talking about? Another lie. And for God's sakes, our deficits are so bad. I mean, deficits to our economic growth is 6%. It should be 3%. For heaven's sakes. Our debt to our economic growth should be 60%. Our debt should be 60% to our growth. We're 120 debt. What are you, nuts? These people are crazy. They're all liars. So let's get back to what's going to happen. Mark this down. Phil Grandy said on 10/3/2023 at 3:40 p.m., what you're going to hear starting on the 14th of this month, the earnings start, all you're going to hear, wow, you should be buying stocks. Look at this. They're beating their expectations. Buy stocks. They're beating expectations. When do you ever hear anyone tell you to buy stock when they're beating expectations? It has nothing to do with buying a stock. Everybody knows expectations are fraud. They're a lie. They're a lie. They set their own expectations to beat it. Mark my word. That's all you're going to hear. And then you're going to get the millennials go in there and they're going to buy because they think, why not? The market, every time it goes down, I'm just going to sit back. It goes right back up. But here's the problem. October 2022, we had an inversion in the yield curve. That's right. We had the 3-month Treasury is higher at 4.1 than a 10-year Treasury at 4. It's inverted. So they rallied the market thanks to millennials. They jumped in and they bought stock.
because the fake business news network told them to get in there. This is really good. Market's really good. Humming along, boy. We got a good economy. And they run the market up from 300, the S&P, from 3,500 to 4,500. When rates are the 10 years at 4%, the 3 months at 4.1. Today, the 10-year is at 4.8, almost 5. And the 3-month is over 5.4. Are you kidding? So they ran a market up. The idiots bought this market in the highest rates ever. They're going to get killed. They're going to get killed. So, who aren't the idiots? The Democrats, the leaders who control everything. They're in control of the Senate. When you control the Senate and you control the House, you control everything. They made a fortune at our expense, off the back of the working folks, the American people, the middle class. Who's hurting the most now? The working people, the middle class. They put in the bank term funding program, try to delay the 180 failing banks. They'll probably delay that up till the election. Who knows? That's how they're holding this thing up. I don't know. The Americans have no idea what's coming, especially the idiots. They have no idea what's coming. The Democrat leaders in the Senate and the House making a fortune on inflation train, destroying our oil independence. Are you kidding me? Destroying our rates. This is crazy what's going on. And they could have stopped this this inflation train anytime they wanted to. They could have opened up Keystone anytime they wanted. Mexico, Anwar, open up anytime they wanted. They didn't. More they didn't.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Are you tired of losing money when the stock market goes down? Do you want to learn how to make money when the market is going down? And then you can make money when it's going in both directions, both up and down? Learn how to sell short at philsgang.com. We're giving it away for free for 10 days, a 10-day free trial. So go to philsgang.com right now and join the gang for free for 10 days. Okay? Again, philsgang.com, or you can call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you. Now, Steve, we're doing a webinar on the 14th of October from noon Eastern Time to 3. But you don't have to be there. It's archived for 2 weeks. It's $75. We only have 80 people come to the webinar. And why? Because we get probably about, if we didn't do that, we'd probably get about 100. Last time we didn't do that, we got about between 125 and 150 people. I don't know which it was. I'll use 125, the lower one. The problem is we couldn't get back to everybody during those 2 weeks, because when people have it for 2 weeks, they have tons of questions. So there's 4 of us that can answer those questions. If we get beyond 80, it's impossible. So at 80, it's comfortable for us to be able to answer questions during those 2 weeks you have it. So that's why we do that. So, and it's going to go quicker than normal, and I'll tell you why. Because on the Instagram, people are really going. They like what they call the shorts, not selling a stock short. They call it short. And the Instagram, one of them I put up, in about 5 days, I had over 1 million hits, and my other ones are around 35,000, 45,000, and now in the last, 6 weeks, I got about 40,000 followers. So so people are following us, okay, because we try to give them the truth. So it should fill up quicker than normal. So please, if you want to get the best lesson in the world, and Steve, by the way, there's nobody knows shorting better than Steve. He's the best at shorting, okay? There's no one can teach better than he can when it comes to shorting. I can't even teach as well as he does when it comes to shorting. So he just has a unique way of teaching shorting. It makes it so simple. Okay, so please make sure you get yourself set up for this. All you got to do is go to my website, go to the gift shop. Okay, all right. Now, remember what's happening here. Okay, this whole rally. When you listen to this, let me play this first. Oh, this is funny again. Listen to this. This is Siegel again.
I think this economy is cooking. I know economic surprises, some of them have been negative, but on the whole, we have a strong economy.
Okay, Wally.
I'm not. I mean, as I say, the third.
Wally, get it out, man.
I'm not. I mean, as I say,
he can't lie too good. He's a bad liar, isn't he?
Basically, all the Bidenomics is, if you read the Inflation Reduction Act, all it is, it just calls for tons and tons and tons of spending.
He's got it. That's the truth right there. That's all it is spending. That's what they've been doing. And what do you think, to get the interest rates artificially low, to run the rally up for 14 years, they're printing money. That's spending to buy treasuries. Instead of spending, putting the money out there as business investment, you buy new machinery, new products, you increase productivity. You know our productivity is the lowest in 75 years because the orders are declining because people don't have any money. But yet you listen to these people on these fake business network. Oh, how strong he is. The consumer's so strong. Boy, they're so strong. No, they're not. Consumers are dying. They're totally in debt. Household debt's at $17 trillion. Corporate debt's at $13 trillion. Commercial debt's at $19 trillion. Debt everywhere. Why? Because what they do, these gangsters in our Congress, the congressional leaders, kept on printing and printing money to drive the stock market up. And they got so greedy, when Biden got in control of the White House, they said we could create even more inflation, get even more wealthier by let's take oil now and let's get rid of it. We don't want to be oil independent. Can you imagine we're not oil independent anymore? I mean, I'd love to have been in that meeting. You imagine someone coming up at that meeting with greasy hair. What's greasy hair's name? Nadler, greasy hair Nadler, an eyeball. Who's an eyeball? His eyeballs are popping. Shifty Shift. I mean, these are the worst of the worst people. Can you imagine them sitting around? Oh, I can imagine it. They're all sitting around and going, okay, here's what we're going to do now. Okay, I'm talking about Shifty Shift. And then you got Pocahontas Warren, and you got a Bad Breath Schumer. Imagine sitting around at a meeting and they're going, hey, how can we fake the people out? We're going to tell them we're going to print all this money to create inflation. And what we'll do is we'll buy all these treasuries, we'll get the yields down, the market will go up, but they think we're doing a good thing for them because now they can buy cars at a low rate, house at a low rate, but they have no idea what's going to hit them in the end. They're going to lose that car and lose that house. And then when Biden becomes president and they're making a fortune, they sit with Biden and say, hey, let's get rid of oil. Can you imagine having a meeting? You're sitting there with these people and someone says, let's not be oil independent. How can you justify not being oil independent unless you're a gangster? Unless you're a hellish gangster. Can anyone in their right mind sit there and come up at a meeting and say, let's not be oil independent, that's great for the nation? No. These leaders, they want to destroy our oil independence so gasoline would go up, food would go up, inflation would go up, so that Schumer's, he has a whole bunch of agricultural land, timberland. Pelosi's got vineyards. Pelosi and Schumer have an amazing bunch of artwork, okay, that's going up in value big time. Elizabeth Warren, she owns all kinds of land in Vermont and New Hampshire, big farms. And who's the other one? Bernie Sanders. He has homes up in New York State on Champlain Lake. I mean, he's always buying homes up there. I mean, these guys are incredible. So they made a fortune out of this. And what people didn't realize when they saw these low rates for cars and homes, they think, okay, this is great, when it wasn't great. Because at the end you pay. At the end you pay. And we're going to see the biggest market crash. The only thing that's holding this market together now, okay, is that the bank term funding program is holding up the 180 failing regional banks and the millidiots. They continue to buy stocks even though earnings are going down. Earnings are going, and they're going to be the ones come, you watch, next Friday when we start earnings with the banks, okay, earnings are going to go down and they're still going to buy stocks. They're still, because they always believe there's going to be a bailout. There's always going to be a bailout. I mean, this is insane. Look, learn how to sell short. Position yourself so you know how to go long and you know how to go short. When you know how to short, you control the market. The market doesn't control you. Anyone that doesn't know how to sell short, you sit back, you got to keep calling your broker instead. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? You're going to get creamed. This is an opportunity that you're going to be free of that. This is an opportunity when the market's going down, you go, oh, God, thank God the market's down 500 points. Thank God. One morning you're going to wake up. You're not going to hear any wind. You're not going to hear any birds tweeting. Everything's going to be dead silent. And you look and it says pre-market down 1,200 points. Down 1,200 points, the beginning of the crash. And you're going to say, thank God I learned how to sell short. Go to my site, philsgang.com. First of all, you can get 10 days free by being a member, but please also take the course, okay? It's one of the best shorting courses I know of in the country. It's only $75. Invest in yourself before you invest in anything else, okay? Before you invest in another stock. Just go to my site, philsgang.com, click where it says the gift shop, okay? All right, well, that's it for today. Come back tomorrow. We'll tell more truth. That's what we do around here. We tell the truth. You always know where you stand when you're at Phil's Gang, and you know what the market's always going to do in the simplest terms. And make sure it's not complicated. Even for the millennials. Right.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.